What's up, guys? In today's video, I want to go over what I guess you could call my hotel strategy when it comes to programs and credit cards. I'll explain how I use these programs and how I've kind of found a balance between properties. And I'll also talk about how I squeeze a little extra value out of each of these programs. Some of these strategies are a little predictable, but you may get some insight or a different perspective from another. This is the part I ask you to subscribe, and if at any time you get any value from this video, slap that like button so we can get it in front of a few more eyeballs. So which hotel programs do I prefer in this system? Well, I've called myself a Hilton loyalist before, but I guess I'm not actually a loyalist, but Hilton is my preferred hotel program to earn points in. Why? Put simply, it's easy to earn tons of Hilton Honors points. Right now I'm sitting at around 1.2 million Hilton Honors points, and soon I'll have a total of 4 free night certificates. 1 from a bonus, 2 from each Aspire card I hold, and the 4th from spending $15,000 in a calendar year on the Hilton business card. Sounds a little excessive, and with this many points available, priority will likely shift to another program depending on the type of travel I'm doing. And that part will make sense a little later. See, the hotel program I use for my trips strongly coincides with how long I'll be staying there. Let's start with Hilton properties. I'm using this huge cache of Hilton Honors points for stays of at least 5 nights, and most likely for what seems to be our yearly 10-day summer trip. Lots of people are overly critical of Hilton points, but I don't really want to get into that in this video, but I will say that my normal redemption value using this strategy is generally over 1 cent per point. Again, the whole cent per point as a value is what you make of it. It goes without saying that if you have the best trip in your life and your family makes great memories, then how could it possibly matter how many points you use? Why do I use Hilton Honors points this way? Well, with Hilton Honors, when booking award stays, you get the 5th night free. That's a 20% bump on your points, and that's the best use case for me. Stay 10 days, and you guessed it, 2 of those nights are free, as in 0 points. I used this technique in Hawaii this year and booked 10 nights at the Hawaiian Village, Waikiki, for 560,000 Hilton Honors points. Rooms were $70K a night, and we ended up with 2 of those nights for free. I want to add that when we stay somewhere this long, there is a great chance that it is a resort property. I know a lot of singles aren't going to be staying at resorts as often as a family, but I like to have full service, multiple pools, and dining options, you know, the whole deal. We even do some stays where we don't even leave the property much. You know, maybe you stretch a long weekend in South Florida after working too much in the Midwest winter. I'm a big fan of going away for Thanksgiving so I don't have a house full of people yelling and talking over each other while I'm trying to watch the football game. Staying at these full service resorts makes it easy to take advantage of the food and beverage credits the gold and diamond members get, which by the way is sometimes $50 a day. Right now your brain should be churning and computing. Yes, that might be $500 in food and beverage credits over that 10 days. If you're scoring at home, the Amex Hilton Aspire card has just a $450 annual fee. So overall, for this strategy, I try to only use these Hilton Honors points in situations in which I can generate a free night. I also want to mention the cards I use. Like I stated earlier, I have 2 American Express Hilton Aspire cards, and I have them for the benefits they generate, and I'll keep this short. 2 Aspire cards, for me, give me $500 in airline credits, $500 in resort credits, and 2 free nights on top of diamond status, all for $900. I also have the American Express Business Hilton card. I got that card mostly for the bonus, but it also has some decent bonus categories should I need to plus up my points. So far, so good. But Luke, I can't do all 5 and 10 night stays. I totally understand that, and I can't either. At this point in my journey, I have more points than I do time off, so maybe I can do a max of 4 nights. No problem. One of my backup programs I use is IHG. Now, IHG does not get a ton of shine on the YouTubes, but if you don't see value in this program, you should take a second look. If you want to keep everything Gucci, then you have the Intercontinental Hotels, the Regent, and Kimpton properties, where you aren't likely to be disappointed. You also have those budget options that we don't talk about much. Let's say I need to go somewhere solo. I will more likely try to save some money as opposed to getting a 2-bedroom suite with a river view. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I need the suite, but on occasions I need free breakfast in just a clean, convenient location, then a Holiday Inn or Holiday Inn Express might just do. If that's not your thing, I completely understand, but IHG has a broad variety of brands. And guess what? If you have one of their co-branded credit cards, the fourth night is free on award stays. Yes, that actually better than a fifth night. I'll tell you how I know. I booked the Kimpton Seafire Resort and Spa on Grand Cayman Island, and that is one of those big league properties on one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and I booked it for next spring for 4 nights. I talked about the value in another video, so I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty amazing because that's a property I would likely not be able to afford. Booking IHG in this way will yield tremendous value, and I accumulate my IHG points in a couple different ways. For one, I don't transfer Chase UR points to IHG. It's just not a good value. If you want to do that, wait for a points sale with IHG and you can purchase IHG points at a half a penny each. Cash out your UR points and then purchase them. You'll double your money most likely. The other way I earn IHG points is with a co-branded credit card from Chase. I have the IHG One Rewards Business Premier card, and when I got it, it had a huge bonus, 175,000 points. And some will laugh, but this card actually earns 5 times on gas, travel, and dining. So if you wanted to focus on IHG for a short time, I wouldn't see a problem with using the card for those categories. The consumer version of the card is very, very similar, and I would recommend that one as well. They have a $95 annual fee, but they both come with an anniversary certificate for a free night valued up to 40,000 points. Great cards, and with how I travel, yes, it's fine to have a card and a program just for 4-night stays. One reason for that is the versatility and the locations. If you keep your eyes open, you'll always see an IHG property in a great location. Guys, if you have any questions or want to know more about these cards or these programs, check out my card link in the description below. Using my card link really supports the channel, and if you do use it, let me know so I can thank you personally. If you've already used it, I appreciate the support. Up next is the 3 nights or less category, and this is where Hyatt comes in. Now, I do knock Hyatt constantly, and that's just because I believe the program and the cards are overwhelmingly overrated. But yes, of course I stay at the properties because the reward stays are still very valuable. Hyatt doesn't offer a free night on award stays, so on short stays, I'll use Hyatt. Hyatt is another versatile program in that you can find some seriously budget-friendly properties, as well as castles, and like for real. The reason it's in this small category is because there just aren't Hyatt properties everywhere, and sometimes you can't book them with points. They only offer so many rooms for award bookings. Sometimes you miss out. I do have the Hyatt business credit card from Chase, but I really can't see justifying that card long term. And I also have the very unpopular opinion that the World of Hyatt card is just not very good. Everyone seems to think paying $95 a year for a free night is great, and it is, but paying $0 a year for an ink card that can actually earn on spend easily overshadows a category 1 to 4 free night. That might cost you what, 12,000 Hyatt points? Let's be real, Discover status is almost an insult, but I did get the Hyatt business card for the 60,000 Hyatt points bonus, but in the future my Hyatt points will likely come from transferring UR points. I think I've stayed at more Hyatt properties this year than any other program, and I've not really been motivated to change my mind about their program. I have another Hyatt booked for Nashville for the Bengals game. We'll see how that goes. Finally, we have this last program that no one cares about and no one really likes. For 1-night stays, I will look towards Choice Hotels. Before you throw your banana at the computer screen and scream really loud, let's be real honest that Choice has a couple brands like the Cambria and the Ascend collections that are very nice, and guess what? Choice is in a ton of places. Let me help with my very own use case this coming November. The UFC is coming back to Madison Square Garden in November, and I'm a big fan of the sport and of the garden. But my wife doesn't exactly enjoy New York City. So here's how we do these events. We fly into NYC on Saturday around 2 p.m. Check into the hotel, rest, grab a bite to eat, and then walk a few blocks to the fights. We stay 1 night and we fly home in the morning. Now, I really can't justify staying at the Conrad for a few hours. We just won't get to enjoy that. So then we go budget, but nice, and most importantly, clean. Nothing is cheap in Manhattan or Chelsea, so I found a Cambria hotel that would be $438 all in for the night. For me, that's pricey for a place to sleep, so I book it for 30,000 choice points at a value of 1.46 cents per point. Now, I have choice points, but if I were to transfer city thank you points to choice, it transfers at a ratio of 1 to 2. So that would only be 15,000 city thank you points, and that would be 2.92 cents per point. Very Hyatt-like, huh? Now, I don't really expect anyone to really be sold on choice hotels as a program, but they have their use cases, this being a good one. I have the Choice Rewards credit card from Wells Fargo, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's a great card, and it's another hotel card that pays for itself. Do I see myself staying at tons of choice hotels stateside? Come on, man, no. But I will use it for these one-nighters, no problem. Some of you are thinking, Luke, what about Marriott? I love Marriott properties, but from my experience, I've had trouble finding great value with their cards and their program. The properties are just too expensive for me. I do have a stay coming up, though, in Cincinnati. There is a Marriott, an AC property that is right next to the football stadium. I'm going to stay there one night for a night game that I may or may not be getting rowdy at. It's against the Bills. And that was just some leftover points I had that I wanted to get rid of. So guys, tell me what you think. Too much, or do I have something here? I travel a lot, so I don't mind diversifying my points and my programs, and I do really love hotel credit cards. Is this strategy chiseled in stone? Absolutely not. If I find a property I want to stay in, I will throw the clipboard in the air and book it. But this is kind of how I look at stays when I'm planning things out, and I think it really helps to optimize each program. Remember, check out my card link in the description below. It's a great way to support the channel so I can keep delivering mostly sponsor-free content to you guys. Guys, this is it for me. If you stayed all the way to the end, I sincerely appreciate you, and I want to thank every single one of you.